A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Mary set out and traveled to the hill country in haste, to a town of Judah where she entered the house of Zechariah and greeted Elizabeth. When Elizabeth heard Mary's greeting, the infant leaped in her womb, and Elizabeth, filled with the Holy Spirit, cried out in a loud voice and said, "Most blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb. And how does this happen to me, that the mother of my Lord should come to me? For at the moment the sound of your greeting reached my ears, the infant in my womb leaped for joy. Blessed are you who believed that what was spoken to you by the Lord would be fulfilled." The Gospel of the Lord. This gospel story of the visitation is one of my favorite stories about Mary, because it really reflects who she is. What's very clear from this story at the very start is that Mary was not carrying Jesus in her womb for herself, but that she was bearing Christ for others. Because the moment the angel had left her, after she was told that she was to be the mother of God, she didn't close up her house, shut the shutters, and lie on her bed and act pregnant. We're told that she got up in haste and set out for the hill country of Judea to go and help her cousin Elizabeth, who was pregnant with a child. I have an experience which I'd like to share with you, which Mary helped me to understand the significance of going in haste and reaching out for others. Several months ago, I was visiting a woman in her home who was dying of cancer. And she was in her mid-30s and preparing for an operation. It was actually going to take place the following week. And she was deathly afraid. Now, her husband was in the room, but he was totally beside himself on what to do. Well, from my years of pastoral experience in ministry, I have gotten better in my ability to connect with hospital patients. But this particular woman was not easy. As a matter of fact, she was almost impossible. No comment or question could evoke a conversation with her. None of my words gave her any comfort or relief. As a matter of fact, whatever I said only seemed to agitate her more. So I decided that it would be best that I leave. And I have to say, I hadn't felt this way in a long time. But as I was about to leave, I did something really crazy. And it was really on pure spiritual impulse. I just went up to her and I grabbed her hand to say goodbye. Now, I did it in a way that I didn't say anything. It was just an uninvited gesture. And something happened. Something incredible happened. It was as if electricity shot right through my arm, because she tightly grabbed onto my hand for dear life. And believe it or not, I could actually feel her anxiety and fears flow through me. It was clear how frightened she was of the unknown. And I could hear her heart crying out to mine, even though her lips never moved once. It seemed to say, "I'm scared. This is too much for me. I can't go through this." But what amazed me even more, I could hear my heart screaming out to her, not using verbal words, but crying out just as loud as the voice I heard from her. And I was saying to her, don't be afraid. God is here with you. So don't be afraid. Now, this very quick encounter lasted only for an instant. But you know what? I felt that woman's touch all week long. And I prayed hard for her that week. After that experience, I looked and prayed before the icon of our Mother of Perpetual Help. And somehow the experience and my contemplating the picture brought my attention to Jesus clinging to Mary's hand. And in the picture, as you notice, Jesus is anxiously gazing over his shoulder into the unknown future, at the cross that awaits him. But it's Mary's touch, it's her hand that gives him comfort and strength and support, both in the hand that he holds and the one that supports him. And then I realized the Blessed Mother does the same for me. She supports me. She helps me at times even when I don't realize that she's helping me. When I say the rosary to Mary and my thumb moves and index finger moves along the beads, I can feel her touch sometimes. As I quietly say the Hail Marys and meditate on the mysteries of Christ and bring in to my prayer my unknown future and the crosses that I am carrying in the present, I can hear my own heart crying silently between the lines of the prayer, Mary, I'm scared. This is too much for me. I don't think I can go through this. And as I tightly hold on to my rosaries, I can hear the Blessed Mother's heart responding to me, like the hands in the picture. Do not be afraid. God is here with you. I'm here with you. So don't be afraid. I feel her strength and comfort flow through me. How good the Blessed Mother is to all of us. Just as she was always present in Jesus' life at his birth and during his life and at his death, and even now in heaven, she is always present in our lives. Not just looking from a distance, but as close as a touch. Mary touches us. She comes to us in haste when we are in need. She is there for us. She loves us.